Welcome back as we spin things ahead to Game 2 of the American League Championship Series. First pitch a little after 5 o'clock on Fox and FS1. So we now know that it'll be Logan Gilbert going in Game 2 for Seattle, and Trey Yesavage, who was great against the Yankees.
Sure was.
5 1/3, no hits, and 11 strikeouts. So there's your pitching matchup for Game 2, but this was huge, obviously, the way that Game 1 turned out.
Yeah, and I think for Toronto, they got Yesavage. They got a rookie who has been stellar for them. I think he's going to shut them down. And there's no better day than when you get a loss to have to play baseball the next day. And Trey Yesavage has been incredible. 5 hitless innings against the Yankees in the ALCS Game 2. He's been stellar with that splitter, that fastball at the top of the zone. 11 strikeouts in that outing. I thought he was tremendous. And I think, all these Seattle Mariners hitters are going to have a really tough time because they haven't really seen him. So that fastball is really going to play up. It's going to be at 97, 98 miles an hour with that devastating splitter, which they also had a tough time with Gausman today with it.
Yeah, a handful of big league starts for this guy, regular season and postseason. And John Schneider said after the game, when asked, do you think there'll be more pressure on him? And he said, no, not at all.
I don't think so. I don't think this guy's built that way. Look, he's been in the bullpen. He's been starting. He's done it all for these guys. This guy was in the minor leagues. They prepared him well enough for these moments. So I think he's going to be just fine. He's going to be fresh. He's on full rest. There's nothing really that concerns me. I think he's going to be great. I do think, though, these rookies in baseball right now, how good they've been in the postseason.
Yeah.
Look, we can start with Mizorowski. We've seen what he's done, 101 miles an hour, 7 scoreless. Cam Schlittler, he's been pretty much their ace for the Yankees in the postseason. He was tremendous as well. We've seen Trey Yesavage. We know what he can do. He's going to go tomorrow. And how about Roki Sasaki, what he's done? You can bring him in the 7th. You can bring him in the 8th or in the 9th. It really doesn't matter. I think all these guys have been so much fun to watch. They've been electric. The moment's just not too big for them. They're okay with it. They're prepared for it. They welcome these moments. So it's so exciting to see these young guys coming into town right now, kind of just, hey, it's just another game in July. But it's really not. There's a lot to play for. These guys have really stepped up, and they've answered the bell big time.
Yeah, 50,000 people, a chance to go to the World Series. Yeah, big deal. No problem at all.
It's not that easy. It's not supposed to be that easy. I remember it took me 8 years to play my postseason, and I remember just sitting there and having to calm myself down like, this is what you've been waiting for. This is what you've done your whole careers to play in the postseason. These guys, they feel like they're going to be in it every single year.
Yeah, it was a TBD on the other side of the pitching matchup for Game 2 until shortly after the ball game in Game 1. We weren't sure if it was going to be Luis Castillo. It will be Logan Gilbert.
Yeah, 34 pitches his last outing, 2 innings. He was stellar. I think he's going to be great. Look, for the Seattle Mariners, they're playing with house money. They just stole one in Toronto. So I think going into the second game, they want to get some length out of Gilbert. But no question about it, I think for me, it's going back home. They want to set their relief pitching. They want to set their starters for home. That's where they're really good at. They're not so good on the road. What we saw from Bryce Miller today doesn't necessarily always happen with the starting pitching for the Seattle Mariners. So, yes, I think they stole one. I think they're playing with house money. Tomorrow is going to be a lot of fun. They're going to play aggressive. They're going to play super loose because they already stole one tonight.
Yeah.
Going home is going to be key. If they can go 1-1, great. But if they can go 2-0, now we're talking.
Yeah, and by at least splitting in Toronto, they get home field advantage back with those middle 3 games in Seattle. So, yeah, certainly a nice start there for the Mariners in the American League Championship Series.